Another thing happened in 1978. In 1978, President Jimmy Carter was scheduled to visit Liberia. And the student leadership of the University of Liberia wrote opposing the visit. Why did we oppose the visit? President Jimmy Carter had come and was scheduled to stay in Nigeria for 3 days. All we had read as students from elementary school to university was that Liberia had a special relationship with the United States of America. This president was spending 3 days in Nigeria, and then we only spent an hour at the airport, Roberts International Airport, to refuel his plane. And the government of the day, President Tupper, decided to declare the day a holiday. Part of the thing we wrote in our statement was that nations treat each other on the basis of reciprocity. If this president was only stopping at the airport, why should we declare a holiday in Monrovia? And when our president, there was no history to show that when our president traveled to Washington, D.C., there was holiday declared in any part of Washington, D.C. to even talk about the whole city. And we said that he did not consider the visit to Liberia important as the government considered it, because he had spent 3 days in Nigeria and was only going to spend an hour at the airport. So as citizens of Liberia, as students, we expressed our opposition, consistent with the Constitution, that even then, the 1847 Constitution protected freedom of expression, that we said were opposed to the visit. So we wrote our protest statement and we published it in huge numbers. And we wanted the Americans to know that we protested. So we organized a strategy where one person would be in front of the City Hall, one group would be in front of the City Hall distributing leaflets, one group would be in front of the University of Liberia and another at the Executive Mansion. As I always do, I took the position that I would be first, I would be at City Hall. I was young, I was less than 25, I was I think 21 or 22. And I was 21. And my 2 bodyguards, we arranged that 2 persons would be disguised in a group to watch whoever is distributing leaflets, so that when that person is arrested, the 2 can be put back to command post, as we were calling them, to the base. My 2 bodyguards were Ben Dunning, who is now head of EPA, and also again James Logan, who is Deputy Minister of Agriculture. He escorted me as I moved in a crowd distributing leaflets. I sat after about 30 minutes of distributing leaflets to students and to these dark shades, Secret Service officers who were passing around with their dogs and all of that. The police officer walked to me and said, "Can I have it?" I said no. Anyway, finally I gave him 1 copy, and when he read it, he got enraged and said, and then he asked for the whole batch, so I just turned around and threw it to the students from here who were standing near me. And then he said, "You're under arrest." I was arrested, taken to the police station, and I was taken before one Ernest Zuba, in the CID, Lieutenant Ernest Zuba, I still remember. Ernest Zuba would then work with me several years later in my normal life. Ernest Zuba asked me why we did it. I said, as citizens of Liberia, we had right to do what we did, and explain all of the reasons that the Americans had never honored our presidents that way. They never declared holiday, and there was no reason for us to do it. And some of us were doing economics and were saying that our GDP would drop by several $1 million on this day, just by, and for no reason. I believe because of our protest, and maybe not, but President Carter ended up coming to Monrovia, because I think it would have been shameful, given all that we are saying in our protest, for President Carter to remain at the airport and leave. But he came to town briefly.